In today's class, we are going to talk about two chapters, which is chapter 5 and chapter 6, and which is ICD 9 and ICD 10. What exactly the ICD 9 and 10 is, because this is a very big topic right now in the market and very big implementation which is in progress. So before 2014, October 2014, this implementation has to be completed. So let's move on and understand everything about ICD 9 to ICD 10. So as part of the agenda, the curriculum, what we are going to talk over here is the introduction, what exactly the ICD 10 is all about, the ICD 10 history, why the diagnosis codes are used, where exactly these codes are used, what exactly the information which we receive by using the diagnosis code, and what is the difference between ICD 9 and ICD 10, then the diagnosis code overview, and then the procedural code overview, what exactly these two type of codes are, and then what is the timeline in terms of a mandate by when it will be regulated and enforced in all the parties, and what exactly is the impact, which are the areas where you can think of an impact from the payer perspective, from the insurance company's perspective. And then in the appendix, any references, you can find it. As you see here, in a layman term, if you need to understand what the diagnosis code is all about, it's just the numbers with decimals. That's what the diagnosis code is all about. Now, the name stands for, the ICD name stands for International Classification of Diseases. What disease means? Disease means that what kind of a symptom person have, whether it is a minor, major, what kind of a symptom the person have. Developed and maintained by WHO, which is World Health Organization. It is used to classify disease-related health problems, which you also called as case management, symptoms and cause of death attributed to human beings. Now, this also gives the death rate, how to calculate and what basis the death has happened. All those things are covered under your ICD codes. Now, this is the international standard, you can say. Okay, coming back to case management, in an overview, if you need to understand the case management, think about it. You have a particular, let's say, the obesity. Obesity is one type of a disease. Under that disease, you have different classification based on the symptom. Like, or let's take another example which will be more clear to you, which is your diabetes. In diabetes, you have three different layers: diabetic level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, for level 1, it can be accepted that, okay, the patient will have X number of symptoms, and it would be with dieting and all those things manageable. Level 2 is, okay, it's the next level where you have to take some medications and control the diet and all those things. Level 3 is on where the patient has to take the insulin. So how do you decide that, okay, what patient fall under what level? This classification you can do when you group the number of symptoms based on the age and the gender. Then you will be able to classify and group the symptoms and the diseases together. And case management is more like that, okay, you are treating one particular type of class, and what is the treatment you are providing to them, and what is the improvement you are getting it. That's what the case management is all about. So if, let's say, there is a group of audience who is working on, who is diagnosed with tuberculosis, company or insurance company, there are departments which are running the case management. What exactly they do is they identify certain patients, and it's up to the patient if they want to participate as part of the case management. So the diagnostic is done on those patients, and based on that, the treatment is provided to them. Those treatments are tracked very carefully and very closely. That's what the case management is all about. So they are managing their case, they are managing their progress, they are managing their history. That's what the case management is all about. Okay, moving on. Let's go a little history. As you see on the right-hand side, it started somewhere in 1900. And in 1999, we got to the ICD-10 place. So we started the background work for ICD-10 sometime in 1998, towards the end of the era. Now, the history of ICD extends back to 1592, when the public highlighted the need for standardizing the symptoms and procedures. So it started way back, where there was a need to just group the symptoms together so that you can easily manage the disease and the diagnostic provided on the patient condition. So always, if you see on a day-to-day basis, grouping of the data is always helpful. Whether you are working at home, whether you are working in the office, grouping of data always helps. And that's how it helps identifying and grouping the disease also. So this is more from the theoretical perspective, not from the interview perspective, but just to give you the overview. Why ICD codes? It allows to monitor the general health profile of a region or a population. Now, how it is helping, just think about it. There is a very big factory, for example. Surrounding to that factory, there is a very highly populated area. Now you see, whatever the outcome of that factory, it's getting mixed up with the water, and then that people are getting some different kind of a unique disease in the surrounding